The new movie Juror #2 tells the gripping story of a juror faced with a tough decision that blurs the lines between justice and personal accountability. Stars Toni, Collette, and Nicholas Hoult sat down with ABC News contributor Chris Connelly to talk about their on-screen reunion after 22 years and working with legendary filmmaker Clint Eastwood.
It's a huge moral dilemma, in terms of nothing being entirely clear, in terms of life choices, in terms of what you can live with.
It's a classic slow-burn courtroom drama with a singular twist. Juror #2's Nicholas Hoult, impaneled for a murder trial, only to realize that he might be the one who is responsible for the homicide in the case.
What are you telling me? Maybe I didn't hit a deer.
An alcoholic in recovery, with a spouse 9 months pregnant with their first child. During deliberations, the truth will do anything but set him free, as Toni Collette's DA seeks to put away the defendant for life.
He's created this wonderful family, and he's ultimately, a good person. And then somehow through this event in his life, he's kind of dragged back into this terrible scenario where he really is, between a rock and a hard place, and there's no easy way out. And then that's the moral tale at the core of this.
But before filming began, Juror #2's Savannah, Georgia makeup trailer, the site of a reunion more than 2 decades in the making, between Toni Collette and Nicholas Hoult, who played mother and son in 2002's About a Boy.
He came in to say hi to me, and I remember just looking up at this towering, gorgeous gentleman looking down at me, and it was just crazy to encounter you as an actual adult. It's like being a real parent. You can always see your child as they were.
I can't be here to watch you all the time.
I know. We have to look after each other. The two of us.
I worked with Toni when I was 11, so I know you.
We know each other.
And I know you're kind and good and took great care of me, particularly when you're a kid, because it's a scary process.
This movie has the pacing and pleasures long associated with its director, Clint Eastwood, now 94 years old and still making movies.
My agents called and said, Clint Eastwood wants to speak to you. I was like, well, hang on, how? No. I was so eager and keen, and I was like, Mr. Eastwood, etc., etc. I was like, oh, I really love the script, I love the script. And he responded very dryly. He said, if you like it so much, I guess I'll have to read it. And instantly I was like, oh, we're going to get along great, because he's got a cracking sense of humor.
It's territory Eastwood has memorably explored throughout his career, both as a director and actor, as he did in the Oscar-winning Unforgiven.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man.
There was times where, it would be quiet on set and I'd just ask Clint openly. I'd be like, hey, you're one of the greatest actors of all time. How do you act? What do you do? He was like, well, it's an emotional art form. Don't think too much, just do. I'd take him sandwiches.
Would you?
Right, yeah, I'd either deliver, and I made him a sandwich on set.
Did you?
You made Clint Eastwood a sandwich?
Well,
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
Loves the Cheez-Its, which occasionally in the jury room, it would be quiet, and you could hear Clint just in the corner munching on some Cheez-Its.
These two veterans both benefiting from Clint's no-nonsense on-set style.
He'll do one take. Most directors will say, oh, well, let's get a safety. I hate that. I hate getting safeties. And he is so confident, he just goes with it. We got it, move on. I love that.
It's his 42nd movie as a director. No one has said it's his last. These two reuniting actors, savoring the restraint of Clint's on-the-set praise.
We all love when people say, wow, it was so good and all the rest of it. That's not his style so much. He tells
Once
you a
in a
good
while
job by
he'd
moving
say,
on.
pretty good, pretty good,
Pretty
pretty good.
Gotta love Clint Eastwood, and our many thanks to Chris Connelly. By the way, Juror #2 is playing now in select theaters, so go check it out.